Hey everyone, welcome to The Roadmap, Benzinga's new NFT show. The last few episodes, we've had some great interviews with the teams behind the Vogu Collective, Robotos, the Doge Pound, Oniforce, Crypto Dads, and Bloot. We also did our first NFT giveaway. Stay tuned for more NFT giveaways coming our way. We're going to have a great show today. We've got two interviews. We're going to be talking to KidEight, and we also are bringing back young investor Zach to hear about an update on Zach Safari. Without further ado, everyone, this is The Roadmap. All right, guys. Yeah, just said we've got two interviews today. We've also got some news and headlines to get to later on the show. There is so much happening in the NFT world. We only had one show last week, but we're back this week with shows Tuesday and Thursday, 2 Eastern time. This is The Roadmap. Let me go ahead and bring on my co-host, Maz. Maz, what's going on? Good to see you again here.
What's going on, Chris? It's good to be back, man. It feels like forever.
It has been a week. Can you believe it? I mean, there's so much to talk about because the NFT space, a day seems like an entire month because so much happens at a rapid pace. But we got a jam-packed show today. We got two interviews. We get to hear about two NFT projects, and then we'll get to some headlines later on. What do you think, Mash? Should we jump right into the first interview here?
Let's jump right into it, man. I'm excited for today's episode. Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, let's bring on our first guest. For anyone who's been tuning along with the roadmap from the start, you've seen him on here before. He's also been on several of our stock shows. This is young investor, aka Zach, the 13-year-old investor, an NFT, expert, I want to say, because at this young age, you already know so much about the space. What's going on, buddy?
What's up,
Hey,
Zach?
what's happening? Can everyone hear me all right?
We hear
Yes,
you
we
great.
can.
Brilliant. So do you want me to fire away with my projects?
Yeah, so all right. So Zach, last time we had you on, you had some big news, right? That you were going to launch your own NFT. Give us an update and tell us what's going on.
Yeah. So today, just about 5 minutes ago, we just did our first public launch. I sent some links to your team. So Zach Safari is 100 animals, all hand-drawn by me, inspired off the legend Gary V's V-Friends. Now, obviously, Gary V's V-Friends concept is you get access to VCon, where, only the holders will be allowed. The concept of our animals is you get access to a private section of our Discord, and you also get access to a range of giveaways. Within 1 week, we'll be launching our very first ever airdrop to holders. There'll be 25 NFTs of our choosing, which we'll be buying. This means we're sold out, which I think we're 5 away right now. So then we'll be airdropping 25 of these to random holders. We're looking for collections which kind of fit our whole motto. We've already found one which we're planning to support of a 13-year-old artist, Yasmin. So we're planning to buy a few of those up, and her collection just sold out at 6,000, and we're looking to buy some more. So looking for collections that fit with our values. And we're also giving away a Crypto Dad, which has already been purchased, and we purchased about 10 of the 25 so far. We also need to time it just about right with gas. This is obviously if you're buying a lower NFT around $100 value each, then we don't want to be paying about $200 in gas. So trying to time the gas right at the moment. I'm quite in a unique position because I'm in the UK. I can try and time the gas. But yeah, so we're looking to that within a week, so you can time all the gas properly. And then on our Discord, it's only limited to 100. On our Discord, we've just brought in our first ever kind of Discord developer. So he's going to help us start setting up bots. So we've already set up a kind of first bot for our giveaways. So the first bot is a ranking bot. So depending on your rank in our Discord, you'll then be able to get rewards. If you get level 5, it's a $30 ETH giveaway a month. Level 10, it's 100. Level 15 is 150, I think. And then for level 20, you get a chance to have a one-on-one call with me. And if you invite over 5 people to our Discord, then you also get a prize of $100 ETH giveaway per month. So yeah, we're trying to create something really unique here. We've seen plenty of influencers coming out, no criticism on them coming out with projects, where it's more of just a Photoshop the face on, not create something unique, not, and then kind of abandon that project and it becomes worthless. For our project, we also intend to start partnering with collections for giveaways We are hopefully going to be on one in the next 1 to 2 days, which we've already confirmed. You can guess by our logo there. We're going to be on one Discord, which has over 12,000 members. We're going to be giving away one of these. We're also going to be giving away a few more. So the whole concept is to create something special. In about a month, once we've done our journey, you can go on our Discord server. I'm sure somebody will post a link. You can go on there and you can see on our journey tab, which has all the info about our plans. We are hoping to complete that in about a month. And for holders, we are also giving away one secret Society of Whale per month, which is worth about $300 to $400. The idea is, in total, once we have sold out, we will have about 5 ETH. Obviously, I'll be keeping some myself, about 2 to 3 ETH. Then we are also using the funds in the future for Roadmap 2, which we are planning in about just over a month. And for that, we're planning to create something even more unique, even more exclusive content for holders. A concept right now is Zach Safari TV. So the idea is we're going to play unknown people right now in the space, $100 ETH per episode. They're going to create exclusive content for holders. That's just one of the ideas we have for Roadmap 2 in about a month, to try and create something truly unique, something truly beyond just one where you Photoshop the face on. Really do create so much holders can value, and people are like, you have the value in this project. It's only limited to 100, so there's a good chance of winning one of our prizes. And yeah, that's the basic concept of Zach Safari.
Zach, I gotta tell you, I'm loving reading all these comments in our
Same.
chat right now. There's some new faces here and some people who aren't familiar with you, and they are just loving and eating this up. Again, Zach is 13. He's been investing in stocks. He's been investing in NFTs, and now he launched his own project. I mean, my hat's off to you, Zach. This project looks great. It looks like there are about 5 more animals up for sale. We've got that link in the chat to the OpenSea. These are going to go fast.
Yes.
So the last time we had you on, one of the questions Maz and I asked you, right, was if you were going to up the supply. So it looks like 100 total. My question for you is, is this going to be a Genesis project? Is there the potential of more animals down the road, or is this it for Zach Safari?
Yeah, for Zach Safari, we're planning to limit this kind of the round right now to 100. In the future, we may be looking to create, this is kind of my first collection in the future. In the future, we may be looking to create in, let's say, a few months' time, depending on how successful we go, how much we're learning. We then may be looking to create something even bigger, so something like a 1,000, 2,000 one. So obviously, then animals, the holders will get approximately 3 to 4 F3 each. We were thinking, so all holders, will get value in the future. But yeah, this is going to be the first collection, the Genesis project, which I hope to bring loads of value to holders. They've already bring loads of giveaways. So the idea really is to maximize that value. And even if you're not going to be a holder, maybe too expensive for you for whatever reason after a sellout, depending on what prices, feel free to come jump in our Discord. We're doing giveaways constantly for non-holders as well. We're trying to motivate and create a strong community, even if you own an animal or not. And each animal also grants you access, buys and sells. We've also got a few people in this Discord who are looking to come on and help us out and also provide some exclusive content in the meantime before Roadmap 2. We've got one, with a few people, we're looking to bring on, a few people I've been communicating with. We've also brought on our mod team. We've got 3 mods and 1 head moderator. So yeah, it's all going really well at the moment, and hoping many people here will join me.
Zach, first of all, just for anybody viewing, this is not KidEight. He'll be on shortly. Zach, love the work. So tell us, how do you balance school and running an NFT project and being in Discords and just, being in this world plus, your normal life? How are you doing that?
Yeah, totally. So school finishes about, for me, I think it's just in the morning for you guys. So that's probably 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So half an hour after the market opens for the stocks. So it's already I'm already active in the morning for the whole of the morning, into early afternoon. Then I kind of go AFK till, 10, 11 EST. So yeah, school fits in pretty well. If I was, for example, in the States, it'd be a bit harder. I would have thought, yeah, school balances in pretty well because you've got that time. We're at school when you guys are asleep, when you guys, aren't active. So it creates a good balance for us and, for me to be able to balance that all out. And yeah, homework isn't the hardest ever. So yeah, once that's all out of the way, my focus is on, all of this.
Zach, I got some good news for you. I was on OpenSea and I was trying to follow along as you were talking, and I do not see any left for sale. So I think you are officially sold out. So it looks like all 100 animals belong to holders out there. Again, my hat's off to you. A successful first launch of NFTs here.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who's brought in. I know a lot of people watching this will be hearing about this for the first time and haven't had the opportunity. I'd expect maybe initial bounce of around 0.3 to 0.4, for the project. But, hop on. I'm sure there's plenty of NFTs people can afford on that. And we're communicating with some people who got in our pre-sale. We have a few people who got 10 each, and they're planning to list. We've already talked about 5 of them at 0.3, 0.4 each. So we're trying to create something truly unique here. It's not going to be one of these projects where it's, the initial hype and nothing happens. It's basically abandoned. We're creating something with a kind of vision for the next 5 to 6 months at least, guaranteed. Trying to create something truly unique for the holders of Zach Safari.
Awesome. Well, Zach, thanks for hopping on. And again, huge shout out to you for selling out this project. We look forward to following the progress and talking to you soon.
Chris and Max, thanks for having me on as always. It's a pleasure speaking to you.
Awesome. Well, there is our first interview done. Again, the chat loved having young investors, Zach, on here. And Zach Safari, scroll up to that OpenSea link, that Discord. They are sold out. But again, secondary sales if you want to get into that project. Maz, we got our second interview. I mean, we flew through that one, but we got another exciting one coming up. I know a lot of people in the chat are here, are excited. Again, I'm reading all these fun comments out there. This is a lively chat going
I love
on.
this chat, by the way. This chat is lit. I'm excited for this interview
this chat is gonna make it, right? I mean, and if you're not able to chat, that's because you're not subscribed to our YouTube yet. It's free. All you got to do is hit subscribe to Benzinga on YouTube, and go ahead and smash that like. We got a lot of people in here. Let's get those likes up. Show Benzinga that you want more content. Maz, let's on our second guest. I'm excited about this one. We've heard about this project for a while. We recently had Alex from Rarible on, and he had awesome things to say. So again, without further ado, joining us on the roadmap, we have KidEight. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. That guy's a killer, that young boy.
Dude, amazing. Yeah,
tough
he makes me feel...
Yeah, tough act to follow.
Yeah, I was about to say, you brought me on here. It's all about me, and then this young kid just comes and fucking destroys it. What's going on?
Yeah, and again, we had to clarify in the chat quite a few times that that was not KidEight. That was Young Investor. And that KidEight would be coming on next. So here he is. Here's KidEight. So, let's dive into some questions here. Obviously we all know you in the NFT space, but I'm curious to hear more about what were you doing before you got into NFTs?
So I've spent the last 14, 15 years working in the music industry, doing mixtape album covers, merch design. Basically, if there was a need for a graphic or an artwork, I was the go-to guy for a lot of record labels and musicians and rappers and stuff. So yeah, I've answered that question a couple of times, so I don't want to bore people, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, tell us about your early history in the NFT space. So before you launched your own NFTs, what were some of the first projects that you got into?
So when I got into NFTs in I'd say February, March, it wasn't so project driven. It was more about one-of-one artwork. So I was trying to break through and become an artist on Super Rare and get Nifty drop and go the more fine art traditional route. So that's how I sort of came into it. But the last couple of months, I've seen a shift from sort of that being the jumping off point to now people coming into collectibles and projects like that. So yeah, I feel like I've adapted to as the market conditions have needed.
Awesome. So let's talk, your recent NFT drop. We've got GEVOLs here. Tell us about this project. What was the interest in launching your own? How did this project get started? And talk a little bit about that artwork.
So, I mean, the project really is just an evolution of the character Evil. So I've created a character that I wanted to make artwork for, and I've just sort of wanted to create a story around. And I thought the best way of creating this story and getting people interested is by creating a collection. So I started with the original collection, which was called GEVOLs, Dirt Evils, and that was 51 of one pieces. And that was the first time that the Rarible auction system had been used for a 50-piece drop. So we did that, and from there the community grew, and then we did a season 2, and another 50. And we're currently at around 122 like custom one-of-one variations of Evil in the GEVOL collection. But there was only so far that we could sort of push it, because the community was only ever going to be as big as many holders. And after a while, people started getting priced out. So like the logical way to grow this community and grow the project is to open it up to a larger section of the NFT community and make it like a generative project. So from there, it made sense to put the 888 out on KidEight. And it was from the day I decided to do the generative to the day we dropped, it was like 2 weeks. So I did all the artwork, all the contracts, everything was done in 2 weeks. So yeah, I sort of work on the hoof. So if I have an idea, I'll do it and sort of deliver that way, rather than telling you I'm going to do a million things that never come to fruition.
Love that, man. So let's talk a little bit about the community, right? So I've hopped into Discord, and dude, the Discord is popping. It's more active than communities that have, twice or 3 times the amount of, followers. It has, you guys have 12,000 right now, but dude, it is an active community. So tell us a little bit more about that. Yeah, you guys are lit as hell, man.
Yeah, man. It's just, I think, the aesthetic of Evil and the character at large, it resonates with a certain sort of person or whatever. So every day you get someone new jump in the Discord and say, I feel like this is my tribe, I found my spiritual home. And it's like, if you get it, you get it. There's no, we're not asking you to come in. You're all welcome. Anyone's welcome if you get the vibe and you're down with the team or whatever. But we're all outcasts. We're all sort of nomads, and we've all banded together around this cherub wearing a ski mask. And it's like, there's not many people that, sorry, I'm on camera, look at that. Bosh. Yeah, so it's, we're all degens, we're all like outcasts, and we've all got a love for a part of the culture that hasn't really been shown to the NFT community at large. So like we're very early, we're hip hop, we're punk, we sort of push against what's normal and what's accepted. And yeah, and if you get it, you get it. It's one of them.
Love that, man. So tell us a little bit more about the Steal Your Girl, right? So I was reading up on that. I don't want to show my girl these NFTs because, dude, I don't want to get my girl jacked. So tell me a little bit more about that.
That small dick energy, my friend. So Evil will steal your girl, but he'll bring her back happier and more fulfilled for you. That's what he promises.
Love that. So what is that about? How did that start? Tell me a little bit more about that.
I don't know, man. He's just a sex symbol, isn't he? Like, you can't look at him and not think that this guy is something special. Like, where did he come from? Why is he here? And why do so many people like him? Like, I don't know. I think I've got something like toy, man. It puts me off. Yeah, it's just, I feel like this is the first time that like a potential brand or pop culture figure is born on the blockchain. We're so early in the development of this character, and it's what the future holds and the potential that it holds. It's just really exciting. So it's I joke that he could steal your girl, but I mean, if he wanted to, he probably could. Why are you really worried?
No, dude, not at all.
No, there you go. You should be.
Sharing is caring, bro.
He's not real. I'm sorry, he's not real. I'm only playing.
I mean, he looks like a kid, right? He's KidEight, right? So he looks like a kid.
Well, yeah. So he's a cherub, isn't he? So cherubim, they don't mature. They're immortal. So yeah, he's here for a good time and a long time.
Love it. You mentioned, the GEVOLs on Rarible. So our last interview we did last week was with Alex, the founder of Rarible. And I don't know how much you've talked to him, but he had so much praise to say about you as an artist. We asked him what his favorite project was on Rarible, and he said, hands down, it's works from KidEight. What does that mean, as an artist, to hear praise from the founder of an NFT platform like that?
It's absolutely amazing. Like, I've spoke to Alex a couple of times via DM, and he's just a really cool guy. But it's so funny for me because my first ever NFT was minted on Rarible in like December or January. So to have my first ever NFT, which was an Evil NFT, minted on Rarible, and now to be known, like, people call me the king of Rarible. I mean, I started that, but I am the king of Rarible. But to know that that they speak so highly of me and always support the projects whenever I come to them, it's amazing. Because when I minted the original thing, like I was DMing them, I was trying to get follows, and I just got aired. So to know that they see me as someone that's serious within the space and always willing to push forward, it's yeah, man, it's amazing. Like, I'm very lucky and very blessed.
Awesome. And then I read recently that you also are on Nifty Gateway now. We don't see as many NFTs, right? Launch, available on OpenSea and Nifty, and you're also on Rarible with, your other projects. What does it mean to be, included on all these platforms and be, readily accessible to a wide range of NFT investors and collectors?
Yeah, thanks. So we've just literally been onboarded to Nifty, but it's in conjunction with my Nifty drop that's coming in November, because I am an artist first. I'm an artist, a one-of-one artist or an editions artist before. I'm not like a developer or a collection creator. But for me, the collection was like vehicle to grow the community and use the medium as an art form in itself. So I am an artist, and I think this is the first time a collection like this has been spearheaded by a single artist. So it's amazing that Nifty can see the potential in me and the project and have brought us on board. But I think it's beneficial because my Nifty drop that I'm doing in November, you will have to own a GEVOL to be able to take part in the raffle or how I decide to do it. So it's adding utility to that. But I see utility in holding a GEVOL as like, you're part of the club. You're everyone else that hasn't got one is outside. So when we drop the merch next week, you'll have to have a GEVOL to be able to buy one, or to buy any of the merch. So yeah, it's exciting, but we're so early on in everything that we are able to sort of define what the rules are. Like we don't have to follow everything else that's come before us. We're so new. Let's push things forward and try new ground.
Love that, man. So break it down for us. Tell us some of your favorite traits and some of your favorite GEVOLs that you like. Out of the whole collection.
I like the Dead Yeti coat just because it's funny and like, yeah, why not? I also like the Genesis Halo because it's a tie back to my super rare Genesis piece that sold a while ago. I like them all, like Black Eyes. So some of the traits are sort of tongue-in-cheek. So I've got one called Hip Hop, which I completely stole from Bored Apes, which is just a gold bomber with the chain. And it's like, that isn't hip hop. So I'm sort of being a bit tongue-in-cheek about it. Like, if you think that that's hip hop, it's not. I like Hothead. I like the Serpent Halo. Like, I don't think there's any traits that aren't cool. Like, the whole thing for me was meant to be visually pleasing, and the aesthetic was meant to push something forward rather than rarity. But there are rare traits and there are rarer ones. But if you look on rarity tools, the rarest evils are like aesthetically less traits, if that makes sense. Like they'll have like no EC logo, or they'll have no wings, or so it's I think it's the first collection that sort of played with the idea of, is rarity important? Because I did a poll before putting it out, and I was like, what means more aesthetic or rarity? And it was, I think 80% of people said aesthetic.
Yeah, like look at that number one that just looks clean and simple, just straight
Yeah,
up.
and if you look at the pink one, the one next to it, see, I've not really said about this yet, but that's there because I intentionally labeled the background. So like, if you buy coins and there's a problem with the coin, like there's something wrong with the coin, it's worth more. So this by definition is the exact same, but no one's really called me on it. So I'm doing it now.
Well, there you go. You called yourself out here. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Let's go.
So I was looking at the Discord. You guys have a fund to help new artists. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I'm pro artist. Like, I know how it feels to come into NFTs, not know what the hell you're doing, trying to sell. Like, it's impossible. So I've set up a fund to help onboard and mint new artwork. So it's sort of starting with the Evil Art Comp collection, which is dropping this week. I opened up a thing on Twitter and just said, I want to see your best derivatives. I want to see your best interpretation of the character. And in 2 weeks, we had over 1,000 entries of like amazing artwork from artists all around the world. So I've narrowed it down to 50 artists, and that will be minted on non-origin. I'll be paying for all the mint fees, all the costs, and 99% of retail and secondary goes straight to the artist. There's no need for me to keep logs of who sold what and then send stuff manually to their wallet. So I'm pushing forward the artist narrative, because a lot of people come into NFTs recently, actually now, and they're not really aware of one-of-one art or like even artists themselves. It's all about like this koala or this panda or whatever the fuck the animal is at the time. Like NFTs don't have to just be about flipping like shit coins. It's about digital ownership. It's about for me, it's about culture. We're at the ground floor of something that's similar to like pop art was. Like, and if more people can sort of harness the power and take charge of the time we're in, if I can help, that's why wouldn't I? So yeah, so that was
Love
that's
man.
pretty much all that.
That's awesome. And you know, you can tell you're an artist in the game when you do things like that. Most people, you know, they just want to cash out, and then you know, so for you to take your time and effort to do that, love that, man. Tell us a little bit more. There's an airdrop coming soon, right? Is there any teasers or any more details that you can tell us about that?
Yeah, I'm airdropping negative energy for everyone that keeps asking me about airdrops. I think so. I genuinely like an airdrop is something that's on the cards. There's no twist about it. I'm exploring the ideas of it, but I think there's such I just can't understand why people are asking for airdrops after like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks of project dropping. It's like, it shouldn't be give me free shit all the time. It's like if you're expecting an airdrop, you're sort of in this project for the wrong reason, in my
but
opinion.
have you guys announced it, or why are people
no? So
asking
I'm working on it. A lot of people ask for a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff I want, and I'm never going to get it. But I am going to do an airdrop. But it's like when the time's right. And if I do an airdrop, it's not going to be a bungalow, and it's not going to be like a female evil. It has to make sense, and it has to be new, and it has to be fresh. Like we're at the point now where I don't think there's any animals left for us to airdrop. Let's take a step back. Let's see what other fresh ideas we can do. Like I've got stuff on the table. I've got ideas. Well, I've got things in the pipeline, but I can't say about them yet. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to say, oh, we're doing this, and then for the next however long, I'm hounded until it's ready. So airdrops, it will be part of it. The collection's a month old. Let's just
so you know, so I sense some passion there, man. So tell us a little bit more about that, right? How do you feel about the current NFT state that we're in, where it's constant, you know, like you said, airdrop this, free this, I need this. How do you feel about that as an artist? You know, you put out a project, it's been a month old, current state of the NFT space. How do you feel right now?
I don't know how truthful I should be here. I think right now, if you look at collectibles, and if you look at, let's say, OpenSea, let's just macro on it, OpenSea, it's all about money. It's not about art. It's not about community. It's about money. There's no choice about it. And if people can get shit for free and make money on it, that's all they really care about. For me and the collectors that are part of the GEVOLs now, they can see the bigger thing at play. So yes, we might not be at a floor that's like 5 ETH or whatever, but this time next year, EVOL and this collection will still be relevant in NFTs and in the wider culture. And there's not many people who say that. I don't think people are going to be talking about like lions or whatever, the koalas, or I mean yetis, yeah, because they're fucking sick. But I just think, I don't know, man, there's some people that are here for a quick flip, and there's some people that are here for a long time. And it's I think people that are here for a long time are finding themselves in the GEVOLs and the EVOL community, just because it's bigger than NFTs potentially. Sorry if I didn't answer your question.
No, that's great. Loving this candid conversation just about the NFT space. You know, I've heard several you know, notable names in the NFT space talk about how, you know, 5 years from now, you know, 90% of the NFTs could be worthless, right? And that's not to say, you know, that you know, certain ones will be. We're not going to name them, but you mentioned, you know, some of the animal characters and others. You know, so as someone building an NFT and looking at that long-term outlook, you know, how do you position, you know, a NFT like this for the long run, when so many people are looking, you know, just for the short-term outlook? Do you just ignore some of that noise, or just, you know, really focus on that engaged community you have in the Discord?
See, I think it's hard. I think it's really hard to, like, if you were to sit down today and say, I want to create a collection and I want to build a community, I want it to hold worth, and I want it to last the test of time. Like, how the hell do you do that? I sort of stumbled across the idea of doing this. It's sort of been a means to an end. So I couldn't give anyone advice. The only advice I could do is, like, if you're an artist thinking of doing this, probably don't do it, because what you think is going to happen in your head is going to be so much different to the reality. So Yeah, it's a hard one, man. We're still so new, so nobody really knows. Like, all I know is that punks weren't at the floor they were at until this year. It's taken this long for punks to get to where we are right now. They traded at under 10 ETH for however many years or whatever. So it's no one could have told you at the time that punks would be as culturally relevant as they are now. Same for apes. They traded under an ETH for over a month. Like, there's anyone that's telling you this is the next thing to blow, this is the next thing to do, unless there's some underhand, like, under the table deals going on, no one really knows. Like, so I think that's what's different with us. We're building from the ground up. I'm not paying influencers. I'm not giving backhand deals to anyone. I don't really care who jumps in. If you're a celebrity and you fuck with the vision, let's go. Like, you're more than welcome. But I'm not sending stuff to anyone just so you'll post it on Twitter and we might get a short-term pump. Like, it's not about that for me.
You know, our show is called the roadmap. I know you don't want to talk about, everything that's planned for the future, but how do you communicate that then? When there is the upcoming airdrop, when there is the merch, is that stuff, that you're just going to post it in Discord then? Will it also be shared on Twitter? How important is it to get those events out there for people?
Yeah, so I post everything in the Discord and Twitter at the same time. But so there's a misconception that I don't have a roadmap and I'm just like doing what the fuck I want, which is it's nonsense. It's just I will tell you the tangible things as and when they happen. Like, I'm not going to tell you every call I'm on with this record label or this production company or this media management people, because I've worked in the industry long enough to know when people are full of shit. But when it comes to fruition and we've got stuff I can actually give you, you'll know about it. But as far as things that are on the roadmap right now that we're delivering on, Nifty, being able to trade on Nifty was one big one. We've got the GEVOL art comp, which is coming this week. That's a big one. We've got the merch store, which is coming next week. That's a big one. We've got the vinyl toy, coming soon. That's a big one. And like, there will be an airdrop, but the idea I've got for the airdrop, it will, I don't want to say revolutionize airdrops, but you've only seen anything like it before. I'm not doing a quick, derivative of the already evil collection and making them female or something that doesn't really make sense to me as an artist. Like, stick with the project, let's build the community, and it will hold value anyway, just because the people that are there. So I don't need to, it's not a dying project. There's no need for me to artificially give it some false sense of life just to help just for like the one or two voices that ask for an airdrop. It's like, but there will be an airdrop. There'll be an airdrop. Chill out. I'm not saying there's no airdrop, but like, it's been a month since we dropped. Like, even if when we do an airdrop, it's going to take longer than a month to create the artwork and get everything ready. So just, yeah, chill, man.
So, you mentioned punks, you mentioned apes, two of the bigger projects out there. You also talked about how some of the first NFTs you got, were the one of one, the art pieces. So as someone, involved with the art side of things, I'm curious if there's any of these larger NFT projects, 5,000, 10,000, that you have bought or that you really enjoyed the artwork on in the NFT space.
I think there are some that hold merit, but I'm so bad at collecting. Like, everything I've collected is dropped through the floor the moment I've brought it. Like, I had Yetis, I had D-Gens, I had that Alien one, the Void or whatever. So I'm sticking to creating, because even if these things like pump, I haven't got time to invest myself in the community and do the things that need to be happening. So yeah, I mean, I like Slop Ducks. I think Cool Cats are cool. Yeah. I'm so invested in my own thing, I can't even really sit down and work out what the other guys are doing. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff happening in the community. I don't want to say too much because
that's fine. We did get a question in the chat earlier. Maz talked about the traits and all the different GEVOLs. Wondering some behind the scenes information. So the question was, how long did it take to make all the pieces for GEVOLs? Was a question in the chat. How long does a project like this take from start to finish?
Yeah, so we did that. I started this from the day I decided to do it to the day we minted the contracts. It was 2 weeks, but I had over 100, I think it was over 150 traits done in about 10 days, but I didn't really sleep that week. It was just banging them out. But I deleted a couple. There were loads. So the rarest evil was going to be a 1-of-1 base, and it was just going to be Yeti skin. Like it was just like a whole Yeti, like as a piss take, because everybody knows how I feel about Yetis, but it didn't visually, like the pun was better than the actual visual, so I deleted that one off. But yeah, it was done in about 10 days. The artwork was.
Awesome. I'm looking in the chat here for more questions. I gotta say, I don't know if you can read these comments, but the chat loves you. I know you probably know that, right? You've got a loyal community of fans. They are tearing this up. I did see one fun comment about a Barbie doll here, if I can find it. But yeah, the KidEight doll is going nowhere near my kids' Barbies. Love that. Again, I mean, talk about a loyal fans, loyal community. Maz said, Discord over 12,000. I know you've got quite a following on Twitter for both yourself and GEVOLs. What can people look forward to? You mentioned a new drop coming in November. Do we have an exact date, and when will that be communicated to everyone?
I have a date, but I'm not telling anyone yet, if that's okay. But yes, I've got the nifty drop in November. I'm working with Deadfellas on their Halloween collaboration drop. I want to do a super rare. I drop hen drops. I can't say it. Hick et nunk. Is that it? No idea. Yeah, I drop from there time to time. I've got another couple of GEVOLs I'm going to drop on Rareable with some like really like sick blue chip artists. I don't even know if I meant to say, but I've got one with Bill Ellis, ex-Solo. I'm flipping like the space in the names now, but just some really sick artists that have broken nifty and broken super rare. So I'm trying, if anything, anyone that's coming into my collection that doesn't even really know about 1-of-1 NFT artwork, I'm trying to introduce that well to them. So it's like my collection's the first thing that's taking both sides of the NFT artwork scene and sort of mashing them all together. And it makes for a funny Discord.
We've got another question here in the chat. You just mentioned several collaborations. The question is, if you could only do one more collab, who would it be with?
Oh shit, man. X-Copy.
Awesome. I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to come up with one person or not. That seems like a tough question, but that's awesome. Great question there in the chat. I mean, again, these comments are just rolling through so fast. I know there's been a ton of funny comments, also some questions. So we're trying to see if there's any more. But KidEight, I mean, we want to thank you for coming on the roadmap. But, we want to follow the progress. We want to, see when these new items happen. And I'm so excited for the success of this project, your success on Nifty, on Rareable. Again, I mean, having Alex on and saying, that you were his favorite artist on Rareable, I mean, was definitely one of the best moments from our interview last week with him. So anything else, for GEVOLs or your community out there to know going forward?
Do you know what? As soon as we put the phone down, I'm going to think of a million things. But no, just thanks to everyone that's jumping in. I really appreciate everyone. And thanks to everyone also giving me a chance, because I come across quite brash or abrasive online, but it's all just jokes. I'm a nice guy at heart. I'm here for the art. I'm here for the community. Thanks, guys, for having me on. And sorry for wearing the mask. I've just painted myself into a corner. I can't ever not wear it now. So one of them.
No, that's fine. Sometimes we have just, avatars on here and not even real people talking to us for these NFT projects. So no problem. We're not here, to dox anyone. So, but yeah, thanks for coming on the roadmap. We look forward to following the progress and love the loyal community that you brought with us.
Yes.
We're having a blast reading all these comments. So thank you.
Cheers, boys. Are we done then?
All right.
Yep.
Guess
all
we are.
good.
Appreciate
All
it.
right. 2 interviews down today, Maz. I mean, we had Zach on, young investor. We got to hear about Zach's Safari, which is officially sold out, 100 pieces. We just had KidEight on, Maz. We've had some lively chats on this show before. This was a fun one. There are some great comments. I might have to go back and watch this just to read all the comments. So
This one in blue, this comment section and the blue comment section have been like my favorites. I was reading it the whole time, like I was distracted, just these guys are entertaining as hell. I love it.
I mean, it was hard to ask questions and to look into the camera with all these comments happening in the
I'm just reading them.
background. So yeah, I might have to go back because I got a little distracted. But yeah, so shout out to anyone who joined us in the chat today from either Zach Safari or KidEight's community. Again, this is the Roadmap, Benzinga's new NFT show. We currently air Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We've done some great interviews, had some great teams on. We're trying to get more shows added. So if you want more NFT more NFT, interviews and shows, go ahead and press 1 in the comments right now so I can let Benzinga know that we need to add more shows. Maz, we got some headlines to get to. I mean, it's hard to follow up these 2 great interviews we did. It's Tuesday. We always like to take a look back at the last week, right? So one of the articles I write for Benzinga is the top 10 NFTs by sales volume for the past week. And last week was once again led by Axie Infinity with $100.5 million. That was followed up by Art Blocks, which was up 205%. They had a couple drops last week. Then, of course, CryptoPunks at number 3. Then one of the bigger gainers, number 4, we had Cryptodes, 27 million, up 541%, followed by Bored Ape, Creature World at 6th, up 300%, thanks to Shaquille O'Neal. Then we had Cyberkongs, then Cool Cats, then Mutant Ape Yacht Club, then Robotos up 144%. Shout out to the Robotos team. We had them on one of our first episodes. Maz, what stands out other than the fact Axie Infinity again tops the list?
Yeah.
That's their 4th consecutive week, but Cryptodes, right? It seems like this project, I mean, these were 0.069 to mint. The floor price is just gaining and gaining. When I wrote this article, the floor price was 8 ETH. I know it's over that now. What can you tell us about Cryptodes?
Yeah, well, this has been an interesting project because in 3 weeks, it's gone up to around 14 ETH floor, right? So it's just been astronomical. We've seen some big supporters. The punks seem to like them. Beanie bought a bunch of, high-end ones over the last week or so. So it's been interesting to see this project just, rocket straight up. I like the toads, man. I'm just mad I wasn't able to get in that floor price. There's so many projects that some of these just go over our head. We don't realize it till it's like, that 14th floor. But it's really shocking to see that, so.
And Deadfellas, which KidEight just mentioned, that was actually 11th last week.
Yeah, great.
They had a big gain. They had 289% increase in sales volume of 7.1 million. So not in the top 10, but I have a feeling maybe soon. I mean, that was a big gain for the week. We've got a floor of 1.25. Awesome. This is another awesome project out there.
Yeah. So I would love to talk more to their community. Maybe we can get them on sometime soon because they have rocketed up and I've seen them a lot with the Cool Cats and the Robotos, in that same category. So it's interesting to see, these guys, Robotos, Cool Cats, come together and just kind of, you see a lot of the same community in between those pieces. So. But I like these. Were you able to mint these or no?
I wasn't. I have never actually owned these. But Maz, we're talking about Halloween NFTs sometime. Yeah. And I wonder, again, these things are already up 300% last week, but I wonder if these get a Halloween pop. I keep working on a list of projects that could be Halloween NFTs or have airdrops coming. We are getting quite a few Halloween related airdrops. We got one of those to talk about in a little bit, but I think maybe this floor could continue to rise for Deadfellas.
Absolutely. So in other news, Oni Force is releasing a new honorary K1 this Friday. I know they teased it a little bit. So we saw Steve Aoki get one. Who do you think this one is for? This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, the Steve Aoki one, I didn't think it was him, but you go back and you look at the picture and it's like, oh yeah, of course, that's Steve Aoki, right? So I look at this picture and I'm like, I don't know. I was reading through the replies. One that I saw someone mention was Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. He's becoming bigger in the NFT space. And I think he's, mentioned that he likes this project. So there's a chance maybe it's him. Otherwise there's some influencers that have been named in the chat, but I don't know. Do you have any guesses, Maz? And also, what does this mean for Oni? You think it helps pump this project up a little bit?
So I'm a big Oni fan. We had the team on not too long ago. Their floor has been somewhat, consolidating in the last couple of weeks. So I would like to get one before they rock it off. I think this has potential blue chip. I think it's gonna be someone crazy, man. I think it's gonna be someone. I don't know. I really don't know. Do they go with the normal people in the space like Logan Paul, Gary Vee, or do they bring someone new and just completely change the game?
Yeah,
That's what I'm interested to see.
The other thing is we talk about athletes, right? Athletes getting involved. I mean, that picture doesn't look like Shaq to me, but obviously we saw what Shaq did for creatures.
Yeah.
Also Steph Curry, right? Steph Curry bought, into apes. I can almost see like his head there. I don't know. So maybe it's an
Steph Curry
athlete.
head.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
again, it's not like this is a easy to dissect clue here just with this picture because it's going to have the mask on. But I'll be looking forward to Friday to finding out, who this is. We talked about the top 10, right? And Axie Infinity led the way again for the 4th straight week. Maz, I don't know if you saw this, but Axie Infinity raised $152 million today, not from selling NFTs, but from investors. So they announced a new funding round. It was led by Anderson Horowitz, the A16Z fund. Also included Samsung Next and 776, which is Alexis Ohanian, the Reddit co-founders investment group. So some big names. They also have Mark Cuban as an investor already. So they got some big names in the space. And they also shared some new details along with this investment round. So they're doing $33 million in daily transactions. They have over 2 million daily active users in August. And keep in mind, back in April, they had 38,000 daily active users. So their daily active users have gone from 38,000 to 2 million, just 1 quarter apart here. So huge growth. They had revenue of $220 million in September, $342 million in August. Their revenue for the 3rd quarter was up 48 times from the 2nd quarter. I mean, that is a huge number. They also, this was pretty interesting, right? We talk about Axie and how they're helping some of these developed countries, like the Philippines and other areas, right, where people are making a living. They said that 25% of their players don't have bank accounts and 50% have never owned or used cryptocurrencies. They also said that they have players in every single country in the world except for North Korea. We won't go into details about North Korea or politics there, but I mean, talk about a global brand, right? They're in every country and they're attracting people who don't even know crypto and don't have bank accounts because they're seeing the value and how much money they can make from playing this game. They're raising money to keep growing this platform. What do you think? I mean, is Axie just only beginning in the play to earn phase here?
Yes, not just Axie, but it just shows you how big of a market NFT gaming can be, right? We've seen a lot of projects talk about creating a game around NFTs. Axie is really the one leading it right now. But, as things start scaling up, dude, this is going to be epic. Like, I am bullish NFT games. I haven't personally played them myself just because I don't have time, but it's awesome that you can play a game and make a living, somewhere in the Philippines. I mean, this is huge, man. Why would you go to school? Why would you this is creating a whole new section of, ways to make money and monetizing the, Web3. So it's just awesome, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, look at that. You played it or no? Have you played it?
I have not played it. It was one of those projects where, like, to play it, you had to, have 3 Axies and you had to spend, about, I think $750 to $1,000. And that was months ago. I mean, it's looking like you got to spend even more now. So also, do I have the time to play is the other big question, right? Between working, doing these shows, following other NFT projects, the 100 Discords. I mean, I'd love to make some extra money, but the big question is, is the time there?
Absolutely. So we are approaching Halloween season, right? So speaking of one of our favorite projects that we've had on, the Doge Pound, they're having a Halloween drop, right? So You know, Halloween's about to be spooky, so they're gonna give you a collection as a free mint if you hold an OG Doge and a puppy. So look at these here; they're all costumed out here.
Yeah, let's look at these pictures. This is what caught my eye, right? Is this great artwork. I mean, talk about Halloween NFTs. I think we're going to see a run on Halloween NFTs. And Maz, what do you think about this one, though? So before you had to own a Doge to get a puppy. And now to get a Halloween Doge, you have to own a Doge and a puppy. Do you think that's fair for them to, you know, say, hey, you got to own both? Or you think they'll get any pushback from that?
No, that's fair, man. They've airdropped the puppies, right? So they're trying to reward people that hold their pieces, right? So, you know, you hold their Genesis, you hold their puppy, they want to reward the hodlers, right? So, you know, people that are holding are going to keep holding because they know they're going to get, you know, some sort of utility or incentive or profit behind it. So it just values their Genesis piece that much more, in my opinion.
And Maz, I hate to do this, right? Because it's going to be another one of those I wish I would have. But we had Doge Pound on, and the first time we had them on, I think the floor price on Doge Pound was 0.8. Do you know what the floor price is of Doge Pound today?
I haven't looked in a while, but I'm gonna guess let's say 2.2. I haven't looked.
3.3 is the current floor.
Damn.
And the floor price on puppies is 0.7.
Wow.
If you add those two numbers up, this is pretty easy. 3.3 plus 0.7, that's 4. So again, we had them on and the floor price was 0.8 and it has now essentially gone up to 4 if you got your Doge and your puppy. And then as I said, they also have the Halloween drop coming. I'm going to assume that's going to have some value. So talk about a project, you know, adding value to its holders. They also signed some NBA stars. It looks like they're actually going to launch a new NFT with some NBA players. And they also are giving first access to some of these other NFTs. So Doge Pound creating value, as you said, Maz, along the way. So one of our favorites here on the show for sure.
They're awesome.
I want to talk about, you know, outside of PFPs and the OpenSea NFTs and the Ethereum ones, of course, we have today on DraftKings drop, right? So we've talked about DraftKings before. They got into the NFT space. They launched Tom Brady. They've also launched Tony Hawk, Tiger Woods, Derek Jeter, Simone Biles. Today at 3 o'clock, so in about 5 minutes, if you're watching this live, they have Usain Bolt NFTs, the Jamaican sprinter, Olympic gold medalist. Those you can buy with US dollars from your DraftKings account. So again, if you're new to the NFT space, I think this is a good starting spot, right? Similar to Top Shot, where you don't have to worry about getting your wallet connected, getting Ethereum. You can just, you know, get these NFTs. So something for people out there, maybe beginners in the space to look at are these DraftKings NFTs. Again, not financial advice, just what I would say about the space. And we'll see. The question with Bolt, of course, is he is retired. So will there be, you know, a future value in these NFTs? You know, I don't know. What do you think, Maz, about these sports NFTs?
You know, I've never gone into these, you know, so I kind of just went right into OpenSea. I see this as a great market. You know, if you love, you know, they're big sports fans and you're a Usain Bolt fan, why not? You know, that's kind of like the gateway to NFTs. You buy one of these, you see it's a collectible, and you know, you're hooked on the NFT world. But again, I haven't been through this process before. I know you have, and I know that they don't use ETH, right? They use US dollar.
Yeah, so you can just dollars. So again, I think that's a good starter. You know, for people looking to get in NFT space. And if you already have a DraftKings account and you're sports betting, you know, it's kind of an extension, another item you can do on the platform. Keep in mind today, coming up in 4 minutes, the first Usain Bolt drop.
Oh, that's exciting. So we'll see how they do here. So moving on to cute profile pic season, Tropical Turtles. You know, that was a big project, right? Their supply was 10,000. They weren't selling out, so they cut their supply to 1,500, which is a bold move. You know, you don't see that too often. After they did that, their floor just rocketed straight up. Yeah, you see those bold lines there. Their floor rocketed straight up. It's 0.6 now, which is crazy. What do you think, Chris? Is the supply too much? Is that what it was, or why are these rocketing up right now?
You know, isn't that crazy? We talked about this at the end of our last show. I had it written down. Hey, let's talk about turtles at the end of the show. You know, it's probably going to sell out because it's a cute PFP, a cute animal, right? And then we scrolled through and it was like, hey, only like 300 have minted in the last hour. You know, is this project dead, right? 10,000 and they didn't have huge demand. They made the strategic decision to cut supply and not just like cut in half. I mean, going from 10,000 to 1,500, that's a dramatic cut there. And then all of a sudden you saw people, you know, getting in. And now with the limited supply, that floor is at 0.6. I mean, that's a crazy gain. And they're doing an airdrop, Maz. And we talk about cute animals. One of my favorite animals when I go to the zoo is checking out the otters. And they're launching an otter, right? So I don't know. I could see this project getting even more attention and more eyes when they do the airdrop.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, that was a crazy move that they did. Speaking of taking away supply, so if you look at, have you heard of Anonymize, Chris? So this project, this project is taking NFTs to a different use case, right? It's not so much about the art, it's more about the utility, and it's combining DeFi with it, right? So this project started off about a couple of weeks ago. Their floor hit 10 ETH over the weekend or over this week. You have big supporters, you know, you have influencers. You know, I think 888, Andy Milonakis, they all own this, you know, NFT. And it's crazy because you stake it and then you earn, you know, certain amount of whatever token per day. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. I love that model, right? Being able to stake and earn some, you know, passive income along the way. I unfortunately didn't get in on this one. This was another one of those, you know, woke up too late or looked at the Discord too late. The NFT world never sleeps. So I don't own any of these, but that floor has just, I mean, rapidly gone up.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a good sign of what can come, which is people have been talking about connecting DeFi and NFTs, and this seems like the perfect example of what is possible. So it's pretty crazy to see that. And yeah, you see they started out with 10,000, now there's only 3,500 remaining, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. And that shows you again, you know, what supply can do. That's why I like some of these projects, you know, that do the fusing or the burning, right? Dizzy Dragons, right? We talked about on the last episode. You could take two dragons and fuse them together, collect the traits, you know, that you want. And what that does is makes your dragon more rare. And it also lowers the supply. So I'm a big fan of that strategy. I think it could really pay off for some of these projects, you know, to lower the supply going forward.
Yeah, exactly. Any other projects you're looking forward to this week, Chris?
I mean, there's so many. It's so hard to even keep up with all the big projects every day. I mean, I got some coming up later today. I don't even know if I remember the names of all of them because there's so many. We do have Mechaverse, hopefully tomorrow launching their lottery, right? So this is one we talked about before. And again, I'm telling our viewers, even though it means competition for us, right, Maz? I mean, no one's guaranteed to get one of these. I've been in the Discord for a while. I know you have too, and we don't even get first priority, right? It's just going to be a random luck of the draw lottery system is my understanding, and essentially get your place in line and see if you won the lotto. Are you hyped for this, Maz? Do you have hopes that you will get in, or do you think this is a lost cause?
I'm not exactly hyped. I'm gonna try. Obviously, I think it's a lost cause as far as trying to get one. But I'm curious to see how this works because this is one of the most hyped drops that we've seen. I mean, their Discord has what 72,000 users, and apparently there's only 58,000 daily actives on OpenSea. So we'll see how this works. We'll see if people gamify it. So this is a great example of the demand. So I'm excited for this, man. We'll talk about it on Thursday for sure.
For sure. And I mean, as I said, this isn't even a 10,000 project. This is this 8,888, I think, for supply. I know it's less than 10. So again, I mean, you don't even have a 1 in 10,000 chance. You have 1 in less than 10,000. So I like to play the lottery sometimes. I like to have a chance. So I'll still try, but I don't have high hopes. But man, getting one of these mechas would be a game changer for sure.
So let me ask you this: if you get one, do you hodl or do you sell?
Oh man, that's a great question. I had a feeling you were going to ask that. Right now, I feel like I have okay liquidity. right, to where I would hold this.
Yeah.
But man, it would be tough if these things, you know, shot up to like 5 right away, which I have a feeling I mean, I don't know how they're revealing, right? Do you know if these are, I'm guessing not instant reveal. So we could see this floor, I feel like hit like 0.7 or 1 ETH pre-reveal. What do you think? What would be your guess or your for pre-reveal on these?
Oh, pre-reveal, I think we hit 2 ETH plus.
You
easy.
think 2?
Oh, easy.
I mean, so it's tough. But the other thing
Yeah.
is, I mean, if you, I mean, just a piece of advice, like if you got one of these and you sold it for 2 ETH pre-reveal, I think you have to have the you have to have the ability to not go back and look, right? Because if you sold one and then you go back and look and see that it's a rare or how much it's going for now, I think would crush you, right? One of the things in the NFT space is if you're gonna flip, you're gonna, you know, buy and sell, you're gonna move on to the next project. I feel like you can't go backwards, right? You can't go look because it can hurt sometimes.
Exactly. So we'll follow up and see. My thing that I want to look for, did they build a community that wants to hodl, or did they build the hype that people just want to buy and sell, right? So it's going to be an interesting case study to see what happens, you know, the next couple of days. And if you just want to sell for a quick profit, or if there's a community involved there that, you know, you want to hold these pieces. So we'll see.
That's a great question. I mean, maybe we should write down how many Discord members they have today, and we should take a look at that number next week, right? Because
great point.
There's probably a lot of bots in there, probably a lot of people with multiple accounts. Again, hoping essentially for the lottery here. And again, it can be life-changing money. Like that's the thing I always try to think about, right? Is as hard as it is to, you know, call out people for, you know, flipping or for selling early. I mean, someone who starts out with less than an ETH, if you have the opportunity to take that ETH and turn it into 5 real quick, I mean, it's hard to pass up on that. I look at stocks. Like, where can you make that money in stocks that fast? You can't, right? Even 100% gainer. I mean, that's not the same as going from 1 to 5 in NFTs. So, you know, to each their own. If you want to, you know, hold or if you want to sell. For me, I'd love to hold Mecca for at least a little while, right? See the value. Also, they're going to have, I think, not necessarily an airdrop, but I feel like they're doing vehicles at some point in the future. We got Alyssa in the background here, Matt, saying 175,000 in their Discord.
Whoa, I was way off. Holy
I think you
crap.
said 75,000, so I just want to make sure. So we're going to write that number down, 175,000. Wow. That is an insane number. That's the biggest Discord I've seen in the NFT space. I don't know. Do you know any bigger than that, Mass?
No. And again, there's only about 58,000 users, daily active users on OpenSea. So this is crazy to see. Yeah, we'll see. Do you guys know if you can mint, if you qualify for the raffle, do you only mint 1 or 2?
That was going to be my other question. I feel like if they're probably doing 1. But I feel like the majority of projects, it's at least 2. So that's another good question. Maz, if I got the ability to mint 2, it gets even harder to hold both of them, right? I mean, that's where almost it'd be nice to be able to keep 1, sell 1. And
that's kind of what they want, I think, when people do 2. And I don't remember, but I think they are doing 2. We'll have to double check. Because they want the, you know, secondary market to move a little bit, so I think that would help that.
We've got someone in the chat saying they said 2 again. Shout out to our chat. Maz, I try to keep up with that Discord, but I'm like, okay, let's just get to Wednesday so we can find out about the lottery, right? So again, we'll participate, we'll see, we'll report back on Thursday. And any of our viewers out there, let us know if you got selected, right? We'd love to hear from people, and we'd love to ask you that question that Maz asked me, right? Are you going to hold or are you going to sell? Because there's some opportunities here for Mechaverse definitely along the way.
Yes, and be careful with scams. I think Mechaverse is one of the most
biggest one I've ever seen.
Ever. DMs every day talking about, you know, just Mechaverse scams. So yeah, please be careful with all these scams with Mechaverse.
Great point, Maz. I mean, if you're in Discord, make sure you follow along in the official Discords. If you're getting DMs from people, they're fake. Don't click the links. As Maz just said, Mechaverse is insane with those. The amount Yeah, there's one right there. The amount of DMs that there is out there. Again, you cannot mint this project. So for someone to say the pre-sale is live or here's the link to mint, those are all fake.
And always look at the links. You know, that link is a fake link straight up. You know, just
But they're getting so clever with them, Maz. They're getting so much better where it's hard to tell if you were to just see the link outside of the DM, right? Usually you can tell from the DM, but if you just saw the link, sometimes they're hard. I mean, these scammers have gotten better, which is, I mean, it's a bad thing, right, for the NFT community. But that's what we're here for, right, is to provide some education. So there's a great point from Maz about, looking, for scams like that. But Maz, any other projects you're watching? Today, the next couple days, we'll be back on Thursday. Anything else catch your eye outside of Mecca?
Not that's hyped. I've noticed there's so many drops nowadays that I'm more so concerned with what's the next blue chip, right? What's gonna make it out of the initial drop and what's gonna go into the next category of blue chips. There's a couple potential ones like Oni, the Galactic Apes are doing well. So I'm watching more of those and seeing how those evolve from mint to blue chip. That's what I'm curious for.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, right? And that goes back to the holding versus selling, right? I mean, Maz, you own a cool cat. How hard was it to hold on to your cool cat as this thing was hitting, 5 ETH, 10 ETH, and now 14 ETH? I mean, you've got this locked away in a vault, right? And you don't plan on selling?
No, so this was actually my first NFT that I bought, and I just thought they were cool. I didn't know much about the NFT world. I bought it for like 0.4 Ethereum, I believe, back in July. And yeah, I never thought about selling it. That's one of the pieces I just bought, wasn't trying to flip, just forgot about it. I joined the Discord, and that's the thing. Once I was in the Discord, I was hooked. I was like, there's no way I want to sell this. It's such a dope community. And just seeing now where they're going, I have no plans to sell it. So
awesome. I mean, I can't fault you there. Definitely that project I think is a blue chip by now. But yeah, there's some other big up and comers. Oni Force is one. Yeah, that I wish I could have gotten at mint. I didn't, but now I keep looking at that floor. I keep looking at, to see where we're at, because I think that could be, a great blue chip, a long-term hold, right? So again, I mean, you heard from KidEight, right? There's a ton of these animal PFPs, and don't get me wrong, I'm in some of those animal ones, and I'll continue to buy some of those animal ones because there's some flipping opportunities. But you got to know, which ones are going to have that lasting value, which I think was one of KidEight's great points, right? Building the community and building the long-term value, and the great artwork, right?
Yeah, and I think Art Chick made a great point. She tweeted about it yesterday, I believe. And she said, if you go into someone's Discord and all they're talking about is the floor or the floor drops, and everyone's talking about, clean up the floor constantly, it's a sign that a lot of the community is over leveraged, and it's a sign that they may keep, the floor may keep dropping. So that was a great point that she made. And I've taken that into account ever since she said that. So I thought it was pretty cool.
That is a great point. I mean, I feel like anytime, there's the floor, or anytime there's a project that's like trying to get one of these, big influencers to pump the project, right? We're seeing that now too, right? Where there's some influential voices out there, and you got projects, tweeting and messaging them saying, hey, tweet about our project, tweet about our project. If you're looking for that, maybe there isn't lasting value in, that NFT. So something to keep in mind. Great education there. I think that's going to do it for our show today. Maz, we had a huge show today, right? I mean, young investor, Zach, he's 13. He launched Zach Safari, sold out 100 animals, 0.05 ETH each. He's going to build that Discord, build that community. And then we had KidEight on, right, talking about GEVOLs. And I love the candid conversation just about the NFT space, with him.
Absolutely. And KidEight is not Young Investor, and Young Investor is not KidEight, just to clarify. It was funny how that worked out. The chat is great. Just a bunch of, engaging degens. I loved it, man.
Yeah, we had a lively chat today. And hopefully everyone who's watching today will come back and join us Thursday. So Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be back. We got another great episode. And Maz, I saw our October calendar. I mean, because I'm involved with the show. I know you saw it. We got an exciting lineup of guests coming this month. So hopefully everyone, is enjoying the roadmap and will tune in this month.
Exactly. And anyone watching, just let us know. We're active on Twitter. If you find any cool projects, we're always hopping in new Discords. We're always trying to find new projects and give them some spotlight. So yeah, we're always looking. Let us know. And yeah, can't wait to be back.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there is the roadmap on Twitter at the roadmap BZ. Go ahead and follow that account. And then also, as Maz said, follow both of us on Twitter. So there is Maz. We got to get Maz some more followers. He's getting close to a milestone on Twitter.
Oh.
So if you're not following Maz, right there it is. Follow my buddy Maz. And then if you're not following me, you can follow me on Twitter as well. That is going to do it, guys. Everybody, take care, and we will see you on Thursday.